Okay, well, I'm very glad to be sitting here around all these large Sasquatches, and it's quite an experience. So uh, it, I will be glad to just feel the energy. It's so good. Aren't you? Are you asking me questions? Is that no? I just talk about it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will. I'm here this time. I brought the Mitchell-Hedges Crystal Skull, and it's a very special artifact. They consider it the most amazing artifact in the world, and the fact is nobody can find out who made it or how it was made. Every time they think they know something about it, there's always something else. So it's very interesting. It's made against the grain, which is impossible. It has lenses and prisms built inside the crystal. With that, it would take zero gravity. So who had the technology to make the crystal if it took zero gravity to put lenses and prisms inside of it? It has a detachable jaw, and the molines line up perfectly between the top and the bottom. It's perfectly made in two pieces. It's got dolphins in the cheekbones. There's the head, the tail, and the fin. There's one on each side. So it's like the double dolphins. So if you look at the back of it, you can see like a human brain, two halves of a human brain, and also when you look in the eyes, it takes you into a world of crystal, a different world. So it's amazing, but the reason I'm doing this and taking it around, the crystal skull comes out at a time when the world needs help. And what I feel, and I think you might feel the same, we're at that time right now. There's a lot of things happening. And so by bringing it out, what it does, it has a special energy, a very unique, gentle peacefulness. And it opens people's heart to like a universal love. And the universal love is the key difference in making this change that we're at right now. The only way we can change is being above the negative and the positive, and staying focused forward, and then creating things we want, what we do want, not what we don't want. And the way it works is the skull says that there's more than one type of people or humans living on the planet. They're the ones that have the soul and spirit connection. If you have a soul and spirit connection, you are a creator. You create everything in your life, good or bad. If you think about it, you think about somebody, 2 days later they're calling you. If you want something, a car or something like that, all of a sudden you're seeing them everywhere you go. You create everything in your life. And so I say, if you have a choice, do you want to create good stuff or bad stuff? And I say, I think I'll do good stuff. But the hard thing is because the way we are in the world, the negative and positive, the negative is trying to always take control of us. And they use the media, wars, disasters, whatever, and they put it in our face and put us in fear. If you're in fear, you're out of control. And when you're out of control, the negative controls your creative ability, because you start creating bad stuff, not good stuff. So the secret is staying in balance. And how's that? Let's say you're driving down the road, somebody cuts you off, you get mad at them, they're mad at you, and you go a little bit further, you've already spilt your coffee on you, and he's yelling and you're yelling. You go to work and you're thinking about it, and you walk through the door and somebody opens the door and the rest of the coffee goes on you. Did you ever have a day like that? And it just keeps going and going. But the other guy that you had the problem with, he had a perfect day. He forgot about it. So the whole thing is stay in balance and focus on what you do want, not bad. If you practice that, at first it's a little hard, but it really is really neat, because you can change your life and work on peace and happiness. That's what we want. We want good things. Good things. And if we're at a point, the skull says that if we get like-minded people together and we work on this positive energy, we could have peace in the world. And I think it's time for that. And we're right at a point that destruction or higher consciousness is in the balance right now. You look at the astrological conditions of the world where everything's lined up for change. Well, we want change, but we want positive change. And so, and I take the skull around, I'm drawn to people that have that connection with the skull, past life connection. And if you do have it, you're drawn to it. People are drawn to it. So it's really, really, really neat to see that. And it's also neat to see how it changes the person, because it opens them up to this spiritual love and light and changes their life. So I really like, I mean, it's a good job I got. I can help people and change their life. It's really pretty cool. But we all have special gifts. And the skull says, bring your gifts out. This is the time for it. If we can bring those gifts out, we can make a change in the world. We can do it together, because that's what we have to do. And the ones that are the leaders in this, the light givers, are the ones that need to lead the people that are searching so much now for this. The change has happened. People feel the need for this change, but they're not going into it because they don't have anybody to lead them. And the light givers are the leaders. But a lot of them are nervous about standing up because they never had to stand up. They always could hide in the background and be there whatever they are. Now they have to take charge of their gifts, bring them out to humanity, show it, and lead the world, and bring everyone into a higher consciousness. It's time. It's right now. It's time. So that's what I do with the skull. It's keeps me pretty busy. It's a fun job, but it's not boring. So I cover a few things, but I think I'll let you go at it.
Okay.
Are you here?
I am. I'm
okay.
here only in spirit.
In spirit,
No,
okay.
I'm actually here. And I met Bill at Contact in the Desert last year, and the first time meeting the skull. And the first time you meet it, it's an experience. You have an experience, and the skull teaches through experience, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm with the skull and with Bill and all of his wonderful friends, and I felt so much love. And I'm a love person. I'm a nurturer person. I'm like that anyway. But it just kind of came in and hit my heart, and then it just kind of resonated throughout my whole auric field. And the truth is that it never left me. And I wasn't counting on that. I was like, minding my own business, and it just kind of bam hit me, and it's like it's there. And what's happened, like Bill was saying, there was a quickening in me standing in my power. I'm pretty, powerful anyway, but it's where I'm a little bit shy. I'm like that as well, and so it's helping me be the best of myself showing up. And I think all of us, it's time for the best of us to show up. Mm. And that's part of the work what the Bill does is with the skull. And the skull's asking us to show up in that love part of us that's so powerful and so organic and so old, where we have a lot of love to give. And with the Sasquatch here, the connection of the Sasquatch with the skull, I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm drawn to different places and different people. But the Sasquatch has always had a draw to the skull, and so when we're working in stuff here, I can feel them around, and they're always curious about things, and they feel the love of the skull, which they have a lot of love. So it's just a washing back and forth. So it's really cool.
It's a give and take for sure.
Give and take, yeah.
It's not a standstill kind of skull.
No. So, but it does different things. It also works on the energies in the earth. And so I've been taking it to different places. When I became the keeper of the skull in 2007, and 3 years before, the Aborigines were telling everybody that I was coming to Australia. They wanted me there. And then when I got the skull, I had a chance to go to Australia, and they met me, and they wanted me to take the skull and take it to this caldera, ancient volcano, and put the skull in a certain area, and they did a ceremony that opened up a ley line, they called it a sun line, between the caldera across Australia, through the sea, all the way to Machu Picchu, that had been broken for hundreds of years. And we were able to do that. I didn't do it, I let them do it, but that's a kind of an interesting thing. So a lot of this I'm still learning, and I learn all the time, and I'm working with some pretty amazing people, and I'm feeling strong need to work with Indigenous now. I work with Indigenous because their truth is coming out about the white buffalo bringing all races together, the Hopi people saying that all four races are uniting, and it's time to get out of our singular consciousness and go into the universal consciousness and realize that we're really all one. The negative force is trying so hard to separate everybody, every group, every different facet of this universe, or our world is being separated. But it's time for us to drop the separation and come together. We are all one. And when we come to that point to be that, then it's going to be very easy, because my opinion is the people living here right now, especially in America, are descendants or soul connected to Atlantis. And Atlantis, we messed up, but we don't want to mess up this time. So we have all the people that are here to save the planet, and we have all the people that are here to destroy the planet, and they're in a big fight. But I think because of our consciousness expansion, we're going to be able to make it through this and go on to a higher consciousness, a world where there's the free energy, be able to be against the forces that are trying to hold us all down and allow us our freedom to be the best we can be. And that is so cool, so nice.
So the skull opens up. It opens everything up for more love for everybody everywhere.
So enjoy the love.
Enjoy the love.